Hello, welcome back to my channel where I show you how I bake and decorate beautiful cakes and other treats. So today we are going to be making and decorating this beautiful drip cake. So I'll start off with an already crumb coated cake, and I'm going to be spreading pink icing on it. If you have not seen how I fill and crumb coat my cakes, you can watch my previous video. So now I'm just putting on some pink buttercream and spreading it on the top, and after that I'm going to put some on the sides and smooth it, make it really smooth before I put on the drip. After crumb coating the cake, it's always good to put it in the fridge to set, so that when you're adding this final layer of icing, it sticks well to the crumb coat and there are no crumbs mixing with the final layer of icing. So I'll just continue to spread it with my spatula, and as you can see, I'm putting a lot of icing. I'm putting a lot of buttercream because I'm going to scrape it. After that, I'm going to scrape it because the scraping will help give me a smooth finishing, a smooth final coating of icing. So yeah, I'll keep adding and make sure I fill all the spaces. So now I'm using my bench scraper to scrape the excess icing and at the same time smoothing the final layer of buttercream. So I'll just hold my bench scraper against the cake straight up and then turn my turntable while scraping. So as I turn the turntable, it scrapes off the excess amount of icing and then smooths the cake. Right here I'm filling in some empty spaces or some spaces that are not really that don't have enough buttercream. I'm just adding some more, then I'm gonna scrape it again. And there's an overlap of icing on the top that will help me get a smooth, sharp edge when I scrape up the icing on the top. So now I'm just going to use my spatula. I'm cleaning off the icing on it, and then I'll pull the overlap of icing on the top. I'm pulling it inwards, and that will help me get a sharp edge on the top. So now I'm filling in some more spaces. So this process is really long. You need a lot of patience to do this. So you keep adding icing where there are spaces and scraping until you get a smooth finish. So now you see it's getting really smooth. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the way it looks now. Then I'm going to scrape the excess on the top. Yeah, so to ice a buttercream cake, the turntable is really a necessity because it really helps make your work easier. Because as you turn the table, it helps you see around the cake very easily and helps you scrape it without having to turn it manually. So I'm cleaning the excess icing on the cake board, filling in any spaces and scraping. Yeah, as I said before, this process takes a lot of patience and time. Right now I'm going to pull the excess icing on the top again, so the top is smooth and the edge is sharp. Make it look neat. I'm sorry, my camera is not really focusing on the top very well. So now you see that sharp edge on the top. So yeah, as I said, it's a drip cake, so I'm going to use some candy melts. You can use white chocolate or candy melts, which is also close to white chocolate. So I'm just going to microwave it in the microwave, 30-second increments. So you microwave for 30 seconds, you take it out, stir it. It will not be quite melted yet, so you keep melting for 30 seconds until it's completely melted. So now it's completely melted, but it's still very thick, so it will not give you a good drip. So I just add little drops of water until I get the perfect consistency. So now, as you can see, it's getting there, but it's still a little bit thick, so I still add a few drops of water. That's hot, boiling water. So now the consistency is perfect, so I'm gonna set that aside. I have this bottle. I prefer to use this for the drips because it has a nice small opening that will help me do the drips easily. So here I'm just pouring it into a cup that will make it easier for me to pour it into the bottle. So yeah, I'll pour it into the bottle and then close it. You see that opening? It's easy to drip it on the cake. So the cake was in the fridge. I've just taken it out and I'm doing one last scraping to make it perfectly smooth. Oh, I scraped out. There's a spot that I need to fill again. So I'm gonna scrape it again, make it smooth, scrape the top, and we'll be ready for the drips. So for the drips, you can actually use a piping bag. Like you just put the candy melts in a piping bag and cut it to make a small hole. But I prefer this bottle, it makes it much easier. So yeah, after the final scraping, I'm going to do the drips. So you can decide to do a test by dripping it on maybe a cup or a bowl to just see how the drip is. If it's nice and smooth, you can proceed to drip it on your cake. So we just do the drips, different lengths, some longer than some a little shorter. So you just keep dripping and turning the turntable until you're all done, until you go all around the cake. Some short ones, some long ones, some medium ones. And that's how you get a drip on the drip cake. That's a really long one there. And then you just put the excess on the top and spread it out. So now I'm just doing some swirls on the top. Initially I wanted to just spread it all with the spatula, but I kind of like the swirls on the top, so I'm going to leave some of the swirls just like that. And then I'm going to finish it up with some buttercream, just do some decorations on the top with pink icing. I've just lightened the color a little bit by adding some white icing to it. So I'm using a 1M tip and I'm just going to swirl, do some rosettes on the top for some decoration. In my previous video too, I made a rosette cake. Here I'm just cleaning the board and I've written my customer's name on the board using the candy melts. Ended up adding some purple icing, doing some little stars just to give a contrast of the colors. So yeah, that's the final product. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.